When my birthday came, I would receive all the love that I could. I would take it from everyone willing to give. My birthday had always been a big deal for me, not in the way that you would imagine it, but it would consist of a lot of meditation, gratitude, and praying, a deeply personal affair. I consider myself a spiritual person, a person who longed for deeper connections with everyone and everything around me. That day became an opportunity for introspection, filled with smiles, reflection, and daydreaming about my future fantasies. Aside from the happy birthday, my darling, from my mom, and today is her birthday from the rest of the family, it was a solitary affair no one else was a part of. There was no cake, no party, no celebration, no gifts, and it had been like that for more than 20 years. My birthday was just me, myself, and I reveled in every moment of it. Perhaps it was the thing which resembled depression that had engulfed me every day over the recent past weeks. Or maybe it was the creeping tendrils of solitude creeping its way into my person. Perhaps it was the hollow echoes of an unsatisfying relationship that I clung to out of desperation. Or could it have been my eagerness to break free from the suffocating embrace of my surroundings that ensnared me? I felt trapped. A possibility, though unlikely, would be that I was out of tune with my spirituality, a vital tether to my sense of purpose and peace. I craved something more, an elusive more that eluded my grasp, a more that would return to me the effervescent spirit that once defined me, a respite from the tears that stained my mornings and the ache that seized my heart at every fleeting smile directed my way. I arrived at a simple yet profound conclusion: love. All I needed was a little love, for it was the balm that soothed even the most wounded of souls. Love was always the answer. I had mastered the art of being alone. My solitary birthday celebrations might have given it away already. Despite my being an extrovert, I was comfortable doing everything with myself, by myself. I would even go to the movies alone without feeling awkward or uncomfortable. It was a badge of self assurance I wore proudly. Yet, now was different. An unsettling shift had taken root, directing me to an unspoken yearning for companionship. I longed to bury myself in my mother's arms until sleep claimed me. Why did I now suddenly want all my friends to shower me with gifts and presents? Why did I cry when I woke up and didn't find any sweet messages on my phone? Messages that I once considered cringe. In the week leading up to my birthday, the weather had been uncharacteristically sunny. I skipped all the appointments that I could afford to and blamed it on the weather. The sun also seemed to not be showing me any love when all I needed was a glimmer of its affection. I decided that my birthday would be a perfect opportunity to replenish myself. I would get all the love I needed from anyone that was willing to give it. At exactly midnight, a birthday message from a friend illuminated my phone screen. The excitement coursed through me so much that my joy hurt from smiling too much. Tomorrow, I thought, was going to be a great day, and this was the sign. Tomorrow did not turn out to be a great day, alas. I sat up on my mattress with my phone aggressively refreshing my messages as if expecting some miracle to make messages that were not originally there show up. There wasn't a single happy birthday message until several hours later when I got the loan notification that pierced the silence, a sterile automated message from my bank, devoid of any warmth and sentiment. I felt a pang of hurt mingled with confusion, casting doubt upon the foundation of my relationships. Was I truly forgotten? How come no one remembered? All right, it was because no one knew. As the weight of realization settled upon me, a bittersweet understanding dawned. The absence of birthday greetings was not a reflection of my worth or the depth of my relationships. It was a consequence of my own silence. Other than my family, only two other people knew of the day because I had never publicly celebrated my birthday and because I would always just say March when people asked me when it was. Nobody knew. It would hurt my ego even more trying to tell them now in the hopes of getting what I wanted. My sadness ran deeper and I lay down and cried. My plan was to cry myself to sleep and just wake up the next day so I wouldn't have to live this day. But right before I fell asleep, I suddenly made the decision to at least attempt to make myself feel good. I would go into town and hang out with a friend. I browsed my mind to find a friend who would be able to make herself available on such short notice, and the only person that came to my mind was my cousin Theresa. I called her immediately to inform her of my coming, and she was disappointed because she had intended to make a trip to my hostel and surprise me, and now that was ruined. I didn't mind, but the thought made her smile. I would come to her instead. I needed to leave this dark, sad room and get some sunlight and fresh air. As soon as I reached, I saw her baking cupcakes, supposedly for me. I tried to explain to her how I was feeling in the most unexaggerated way I could, to avoid making it seem too serious, and that was when she suggested we had lunch out. I knew she didn't have any money to pay for it, and I didn't have money to spend on silly things like fancy birthday lunches, but I was eager to exhaust all possible solutions to make myself feel better. So, yes, fancy birthday lunch it was. When we were about to leave, she called a guy who was introduced to me as a friend, but I strongly doubted it. His name was Rob, and he had a car, which was why she called him so he could give us a ride to and from the places we needed to be. Sitting in the back seat of the car and being driven around was convenient and comfortable, but it also amplified my sense of isolation, a silent passenger in a world of whispered conversations and unspoken tensions. They kept on having conversations that I did not want to be a part of, often murmuring some words in the hope that I wouldn't catch what they said. I didn't, in fact, catch anything because I wasn't interested and I was too busy feeling like shit. Their camaraderie only served to highlight my alienation, a stark reminder of the invisible barriers that separated us. As soon as we arrived at the restaurant, Rob started walking much slower than normal, pretending to be admiring the interior, even though there was not much to admire about an empty children's park. I got the memo. He didn't have any money, and I honestly couldn't blame him for it. The invitation was sudden and abrupt. With a resigned sign, I silently resolved to shoulder the burden of our meal, a small price to pay for the fleeting illusion of companionship. I paid for our lunch and they offered to take me back to school. My desperate wish at that point in time was to get to school as fast as possible and proceed to carry out the initial plan I had intended, cry myself to sleep. As if it could get any worse, a chance encounter with a colleague shattered my fragile peace I had sought, thrusting me into the unwanted spotlight of attention. I sat there, taking several glances at the sky, hoping the sun would set faster and everyone would finally leave me the hell alone. While my heart sank, I watched as my cousin revealed to him the significance of the day, a bitter reminder of the birthday wishes left unspoken and the hollow celebrations that awaited me. That day, amidst the shadows of disappointment, I heard the most beautiful birthday song ever, and it was for me. More, it was beautiful and it made me feel good. How could something so simple, a mere song, stir such profound feelings within me? I immediately started feeling guilty at the realization that my cousin had gone to great lengths to orchestrate this fleeting moment of joy. Yet, despite their efforts, this one song did it. As the echoes of the song faded into the recess of memory, I was left with the unsettling realization that sometimes the most unexpected gestures hold the power to unravel the tangled threads of our emotions, revealing truths we never dared to confront. Maybe it was the weight of my own expectations that towered impossibly high, or maybe it was the curiosity that urged me to try something different and unfamiliar, or maybe, just maybe, all of it was a culmination of the myriad missteps and misfortunes that had led me to this moment. As the day drew to a close, I lay in my bed, teary eyed and smiling. The tears ran happily down my face because no matter how optimistic I hoped to be, I just had a bad day, filled with disappointments and painful truths. Although I lacked the presence of a crowd of well wishers, I made a silent vow to cherish each moment, to find beauty in the unexpected, and to embrace the journey with an open heart. For in the end, all I could take away was still lessons of love, the need for love, and the need for lots of love.